my birthday runs the entire month of November. Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kristen. I'm so happy that you decided to tune into this video because it is a special day. It is Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving for those who celebrate this holiday. I hope you are staying safe and still enjoying some good food with at least a few loved ones. On this Thanksgiving day, I am so grateful for my family and my friends who gifted me books for my birthday. And in this video, I will finally be hauling the books that I got for my birthday. But before we begin, I want to make sure everybody is subscribed to my channel and to click the notification bell so that you're informed every time I upload a video. I try to upload at least once a week, and in December, there will be a little bit more content going on. Hint, hint. We always have a good time here on my channel, so I promise you are making a good decision if you decide to subscribe to my channel. Jumping right on into my book haul, I separated my books that I received into two piles. One pile of books that I received from my lovely friends that I have met here on BookTube, and then another pile of books that I received from my family and my friends in real life. I really don't like the phrase in real life because my BookTube friends are also my friends in real life, but I guess I'll just say my family and friends from home. Yeah, let's go with that. To start this book haul off with a bang, the first two books I wanted to talk about are two books. Well, one book that I've read already, and then the second book is the book that I'm currently reading. And the books that I'm talking about are From Blood and Ash and A Kingdom of Flesh and Fire, both by Jennifer L. Armentrout. I was so kindly gifted these by my line sister Frances, and again, I'm just so eternally thankful because I read this book, just recently finished it. I absolutely loved it, gave it 5 stars, and it quickly became one of my favorite reads of the year. So Frances, you have this knowledge that you purchased one of my favorite books of the year and really ever. So thank you, sis. I'm currently reading the second book in the series, A Kingdom of Flesh and Fire, and I'm also very much enjoying this book as well. I'm only on like chapter 5 or chapter 6, I think, so not too far in, but given that I really loved the first book, I have literally 0 doubts that I'm going to love this book. I know that Jaleesa and Christine, they've both read both of these books and they enjoyed the second book more than the first book, so there's a great chance that I might like this one even more than I liked From Blood and Ash, so stay tuned to hear my thoughts on both of these books. I'll definitely be going more into my thoughts either in my wrap-up or a dedicated review for the series. I haven't decided yet, but I just wanted to say that the character Hawk, I need to find me a man in real life like him because I literally love him. He's just a very smooth character that I just wish was a real person. So for these next two books, my other line sister Iman and then my friend Simone, they both gifted me with Barnes & Noble's gift cards for my birthday. And so of course I was able to choose whatever book that I wanted with the card, but I still wanted to showcase what books I bought with these gift cards. And the first book that I bought was Kingdom of the Wicked by Kerri Maniscalco. And then I also bought The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by B.E. Schwab. So thank you to Iman and Simone for these two books. I'm super excited to read both of these books, and as they're hardcover and from Barnes & Noble, I'm very grateful for the gift cards. All I know about Kingdom of the Wicked is that it's about witches living among humans, and literally that's all I know. Mel from Mel Reads recently read Kingdom of the Wicked and gave it a 5 stars. She absolutely loved this book, and it was also in her 5-star prediction video that she did, so check that out if you haven't. After hearing her thoughts and witnessing her reading this book, I decided that I had to have this book and I had to read it myself, so I decided to pick this book up, and it is the Barnes & Noble's exclusive edition. So I'm super excited to get to this book. And then this one, The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, is a very popular book here on BookTube and Book Twitter, Bookstagram, all of the book worlds. Everybody has been talking about this book. And the crazy thing is originally I wasn't going to read this book because I've never read a V.E. Schwab book before. I own 3 of her books, but I haven't read one yet. So I was like, maybe I should read some of her other works before I decide to pick this one up. But it's just, again, been all over the book world. And, you know, sooner or later, if you see something appear over and over again, you're gonna just get it and want to check it out. And so, yes, my interest got piqued from everybody talking about this book. So I went ahead and bought it, and now I'm gonna try it out. In this book, we follow Addie, and in order for Addie to live forever, she makes a deal with the devil, and that anybody she comes across, they forget her as soon as they leave her presence. but then one guy remembers her. So the premise of the book just sounds really interesting. A lot of people cry towards the end of the book. I'm not a crier. I still have yet to cry while reading a book, and I've read the sad books. I've read The Poppy War. I've read Crescent City. I've read all the books that people cry in, but it just doesn't affect me in the same way. But you know, I'm not gonna say that I won't cry in this book, so maybe this will be the one. The next book was gifted to me by one of my very, very best friends, Olachi. I met her in college, and I'm so happy about our relationship and how it's grown. That's my girl. She bought me, with her kind soul, A Song of Wraiths and Ruin by Roseanne A. Brown, a book that I am very, very excited to read. First of all, look at this cover. It's gorgeous. If I'm doing this, you could see the different ways it catches the light. It's just so beautiful. Love to see a Black person on a cover. It just makes me smile. And I think this is Roseanne A. Brown's debut novel, and I've heard really good things about it. All I know about this one is that it's an enemies to lovers to enemies type book or something like that. They want to kill each other, but they also like each other. I don't really know, but it's very intriguing because how you gonna want to kill somebody that you like? Children of Blood and Bone is kind of similar to that, but also From Blood and Ash as well has some of those aspects in it. So I've seen it done a couple of times, I guess. But again, I'm just interested to see how this one does it. And yeah, thank you again, Olachi. I love you so much. These last two books are from my brother, who you might remember from my last video, my bookshelf tour, which if you haven't watched that, you should watch that because I have a different background. If you want to see me putting it together, getting the bookshelf, building the bookshelf, and then reorganizing my books onto my shelves, I would highly suggest watching that video. It's one of my favorite ones that I've done thus far on BookTube, so it would mean a lot if you did check that video out. But anyways, my brother bought me 2 books for my birthday. We went to Barnes & Noble's on my actual birthday, and the 2 books that I picked up from the bookstore was Legendborn by Tracy Deonn and the first book in the Nevermore series by Jessica Townsend. So now some justification on why I chose these 2 books specifically while at the bookstore, because of course, and as always, there are many books that I want to read, to buy. If I'm being honest, it took a little bit of time for me to decide which books I wanted because I really wanted to buy the whole store, you know. What book lover doesn't want to buy out the entire Barnes & Noble? I chose Legendborn because first of all, again, this cover is very gorgeous, and ever since its release date, I have wanted to read this book and to buy this book, so I thought this would be a perfect opportunity for me to get this book. Again, I think this is Tracy Deonn's debut novel, and I've heard nothing but good things about this book as well. From my friend group, I do know that Jaleesa and Mel have read this book and they liked it, so that is promising. I think it's like a dark academia type book. I think in this book we are dealing with a prodigy, so she goes to college early, and while there she witnesses a magic attack. A demon or a creature has attacked somebody on campus, and from there she discovers a secret society, Legendborn, where students hunt these creatures down. We all know I love me a good YA fantasy, and this is something that sounds very, very interesting, and I really love dark academia and books set at school, so again, just really, really interested to read this book. I picked up Nevermore because I'm wanting to start reading middle grade. It's not a genre that I read a lot of. I only read it, of course, when I was younger, like Percy Jackson and series such as those, but I never read anything other than that. And I do know that the Nevermore series is one of the more popular middle grade series, and so I think this is a good place for me to start, and then from there I can build my collection of middle grade books. So if you guys have any middle grade recommendations, please leave those down in the descriptions in the comments because I would love to check some of those out. Basically, in this book we follow Morrigan, who was born on the most unluckiest day, and this curse has doomed her to die on her 11th birthday. But soon a man named Jupiter whisks her away to a magical world named Nevermore, where she learns that she must compete for entrance into the Wondrous Society. This is the only way that she will survive past her 11th birthday. So I just want to again say thank you so much to my wonderful family and friends from home who gifted me such wonderful books. They all know that reading has become my absolute favorite thing to do now, ever since the pandemic, and ever since making my YouTube channel. They just know that this is my thing. So they knew exactly what to get me for my birthday, and I really love that for me. Now on to the books I received from my BookTube friends. I will be linking down below all of these people's channels that I'm about to talk about because they're all my dear friends on BookTube, and I will always support their channel and will always advocate for people to subscribe to their channel and to watch and love their content. So first, I just want to give a huge shout out to Molly, who is just the kindest soul that I've met here on BookTube. She bought me one book for my birthday, but then also she has bought me 2 other books, so I just wanted to showcase all 3 of the books. The book that she got me for my birthday was Layer Dreams by Libba Bray, which is the 2nd book in the Diviner series. I read The Diviners, which you can see in the corner over there. It was one of the first books that I read this year in 2020, and I really enjoyed the story. I think I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars because I thought the book was a bit long for what the story was telling, but in terms of the story and the atmosphere and all the characters and the mystery part of the book, I really enjoyed. So I knew that I wanted to continue on with the series, but I was slacking, just never bought the 2nd book. So I'm really excited to have book 2 in my hands finally. So maybe I'll start 2021 by reading this book and make it a tradition. I don't know. The Diviners is set in the 1920s. So we're getting kind of like a historical vibe. We're getting a fantasy vibe, a mystery / thriller type vibe in these books. So it's a little bit of everything for you. It's not a scary read, but it's very creepy and eerie. And I just really enjoyed that because it is a fantasy book, but it's also, like I said, like a mystery thriller. So it kind of fit for that genre as well. Yeah, I really enjoyed The Diviners and I would recommend the series, and we'll see what I think about the 2nd book. The next book that Molly bought me was Cemetery Boys by Aiden Thomas, which I am also very excited about. And I think I'm going to try to read this book before the end of the year because it is fairly short. And in December, I do plan on doing a 24-hour readathon. So I might put this on my TBR because it is so short. And I actually want to finish a book in a 24-hour period this time. The last time I tried a 24-hour readathon, I didn't finish a book, and I kind of just stretched it out into a reading vlog because it was just bad. But I am hoping for better results in this 24-hour readathon. So yeah, Cemetery Boys might make it onto that TBR. This book has nothing to do with my birthday. Molly literally just bought me this book the other day, and I still, again, wanted to add it into this video since it is a book haul. But the reason why she bought this book for me was because I beat Mel in reading From Blood and Ash, and I just think that's super hilarious and speaks to Molly's character about how great of a person and just how nice and sweet she is. Mel and I were reading From Blood and Ash together, and Mel reads super fast, like way faster than me. I am a slow reader, if you didn't already know. And so I started From Blood and Ash before Mel because I wanted to beat her in this buddy read. I'm a very competitive person, if you can't tell. But I wanted to beat her so bad. Molly told me that if I beat Mel, then she would buy me a book. And so, of course, I beat Mel because I wanted a book. And the book that Molly bought me was the first book in the Pages & Co. series because Molly loves middle grade and this is one of her favorites. So this was on my wish list because I think I saw Mel talking about this, or Molly, I don't remember who, so I put it on my wish list. So Molly, of course, got this book for me. This is kind of like a library coming to life, stories that we love coming to life, and the main character Tilly is interacting with these characters from some of her favorite books. It sounds super cute, super sweet, so I definitely am going to read that one very soon as well. And while we're on the topic of Molly, I just wanted to do a quick shout out to her bookmarks. Molly, if you don't already know, has an Etsy store where she sells bookmarks, and she so kindly sent me her bookmarks, and so I just thought I'd give her a little promo on my channel. She has one for The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. I haven't read that book, but this bookmark is absolutely stunning. She has these 2 bookmarks, which I don't think are book related, but they're also very stunning and I love them. We have these kind of like creepy ones, which I absolutely love. I think these are some of my favorite ones of what she sent me. Like, look how gorgeous those are. And then of course we have her 9th house set of bookmarks with Alex Stern, Dawes, and Darlington from the book. I will leave her Etsy shop link down below in the description box if you want to check those out. This next book was from my girl Jaleesa, and she bought me The Poet X by Elizabeth Acevedo. And I'm super stoked about this one because Elizabeth Acevedo quickly became one of my favorite authors ever because I read both With a Fire on High and Clap When You Land this year. Loved them both with all my heart, and now I finally have the Poet X that I can read. This is written in verse, so it'll be a quick read. I will probably listen to the audiobook with this because I just really love how Elizabeth Acevedo narrates her own audiobooks. I like her voice. It just adds to the experience of her books by listening to the audiobooks. Her note says, wishing you a happy birthday, Kristen. Love you, sis. Enjoy your new book. From Jaleesa, aka Jelly. I love the idea of Amazon letting you do gift notes because it's just so cute, makes it personalized. I'm going to be keeping them in my books so that whenever I read the book and just in the future, forever, I can look back and be like, oh, Jaleesa bought me the Poet X. I love her so much. So thank you, sis. The next book is from a subscriber, and that is The Black Veins by Asia Monet. This is purchased for me by VLM Fantasies on Twitter, and we have had some interactions on Twitter. And so I am so thankful that you wanted to buy me a book for my birthday off my wish list. It really makes my day when a package shows up to my house. You can ask my mom and my brother when they say, Kristen, you have a package. I'm literally running down the stairs to see what it is. So thank you so much for this book. I am, again, very excited to read this book. I've heard really good things. I think this is a self-published book, so I don't own too many of those. It includes a found family trope. It doesn't have romance in it, but it is a fantasy, so that's interesting. I haven't read many of those books. This next book is from Sydney over at Sydney Bookworm, and she got me a book that I could have guessed she was gonna get because it's one of her favorite series. The book she got me was Gemina by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. This is the second book in the Illuminae Files, a sci-fi book with mixed media. If you look in this book, there are different types of pages in here. It's not your typical book with chapters and titles and all that kind of stuff. So I think it's very interesting. I read Illuminae again towards the beginning of this year, and I really enjoyed it. I know everybody tells you to listen to the audiobook with the book or just on its own, and I definitely agree with that because there are space noises, there are a cast of characters, and you just feel like you're in outer space while you're reading these books. Sydney Note says, there were too many good options, but I went with this one because the series is one of my favorites forever. Please read Obsidio 2, it's incredible. Happy birthday, Crispy. I'm so glad our paths have crossed. From Sid. Thank you so much, Sid. I'm going to read this book very soon. I have had my eye on this one for a long time. I don't know why it took me so long to acquire this book, but it's okay because I have it now. And I just can't wait to read it. The next book that I received was from Maya, and she got me The Beautiful by Renee Ahdieh. And I think this is also a series, or there's two books out right now, The Beautiful, and then the second book is named The Damned. And I've heard a lot of people talking about it. I do know that there are vampires involved. If you don't know by now, I love vampire stories. I'm pretty much always reading about vampires. And then I think this one is set in New Orleans, like back in the day, 1800s. But it is a book that I have been interested in for a while. It was on my wish list. Maya bought it for me, and I am eternally grateful. This next book I received was from Deja, and she bought me A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson. You could guess that Deja was gonna buy me this book because this was one of her favorite books. This is a book that she wants all of her friends to read, and so it should not be surprised that this arrived on my doorstep from Deja. Thank you, Deja, so much. I am excited to read this book because I know how much you love it and you have good taste in books, so I have no doubts that I'm going to like this book too. Deja's note says, happy birthday, Kristen. I hope you have the best birthday ever. I'm so glad we crossed paths. Of course, I got you my brand book, LOL, and I know you'll like it. From Deja. So like I said, this is Deja's brand book. It's a murder mystery, I think. I mean, given from the title, you could guess that. I have been getting into that genre more this year, and I have been pretty happy with what I've been reading, so I'm excited to try this one out and see where this falls on my scale. Thank you again, Deja. The last book I received for my birthday was from Mel, and she got me Black Sun by Rebecca Roanhorse. This is a new release that everybody has also been talking about in the book world, and another book that I've heard nothing but good things about. Thank you, Mel, for buying me this book. I definitely had my eye on it. I'm gonna read the tagline for this one so I won't mess it up. Black Sun is the first book in the Between Earth and Sky trilogy, so I'm expecting 2 more books in this series, so that's super exciting. It is inspired by the civilizations of the pre-Columbian Americas and woven into a tale of celestial prophecies, political intrigue, and forbidden magic. You cannot tell me that that doesn't sound interesting. Pre-Columbian Americas, we love to hear it, okay? We want to see what life was like before Columbus went and just destroyed everything. So we'll see if I fit this book within the rest of this year, but if I don't, it'll definitely be read early 2021. Mel's note says, happy birthday, Crispy. I've heard incredible things about this book and thought it was the perfect moment to get it for you. I love you so much and hope you have a good one. from Melon. I love you, Mel, and I am internally grateful that she bought me this book for my birthday. You just had a birthday, Sydney just had a birthday, Deja just had a birthday, and I hope that we all enjoyed our birthdays, all of us Scorpios. So that wraps up all the books that I received for my birthday. As you can see here, I was gifted quite a lot of books, and this has definitely been one of the best birthdays I've had. Even though we're in a pandemic and I was at home all day, just this love right here from new friends, old friends, family members, it just made my heart very full, very happy. I'm so happy that I made this booktube channel this year. It has made this year of being in the house so much more better and easier to deal with because I have met new friends that I can talk to and bother every day, and I get to talk about books and they actually, again, care about what I'm saying, and they read these books and they have recommendations for me and I have recommendations for them, and it's just a great time. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. Comment down below, subscribe to my channel if you're not already, and make sure your notification bell is turned on so that you're notified for all future videos that I upload. December is going to be an exciting content month because I am participating in Bookmas, or a form of Bookmas, so stay tuned for loads of videos that are going to be hitting your notification box. I also am planning to do a couple of reading sprints during the month of December. December is just going to be a very exciting month here on Books and More with Kristen G, so make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss out. If you made it to the end of this video, please comment a red heart emoji, just a standard red heart emoji, as I'm wearing red. I love red, and I'm just internally grateful to my friends and my family who thought of me on my birthday and decided to gift me a book. I am so blessed, I am so loved, and I love you guys all with all of my heart. So I will see you guys in the next video, and until then, have a great day, stay safe, enjoy your Thanksgiving, and I'll see you next time. Bye!